This was pretty much as advertised. This was times when this was a raucous debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. There were other times when it became a sober discussion for a little while, but not for long. This seemed to have a little bit of everything for everybody that was tuning in. Let's go to the videotape right now, show you what the debate looked like here from Hofstra University out on Long Island, just outside of New York City. Even the audience got into this, despite the fact that they were admonished not to interrupt with cheers or jeers or boos. That happened a number of times during this debate. Donald Trump's theme tonight in pressing his case is that politicians have had their moment and that they are the major problem, or one of the major problems in the country, and that their time is over. In fact, he brought it up in citing the North American Free Trade Agreement, which was passed during President Bill Clinton's time, and he cited that as one of the examples of why Hillary Clinton shouldn't be president. Here is what they said on that exchange.
You've been doing this for 30 years. Why are you just thinking about these solutions right now? For 30 years you've been doing it, and now you're just starting to think of solutions.
Well, actually,
I will bring back jobs. You can't bring back jobs.
Well, actually, I have thought about this quite a bit.
Yeah, for 30 years.
I have, well, not quite that long. I think my husband did a pretty good job in the 1990s. I think a lot about what worked and how we can make it work again.
Well, he approved
3 million
NAFTA.
New jobs,
he approved
a balanced
NAFTA,
budget,
which is the single worst trade deal ever approved in this country.
A number of heated exchanges like that during this debate, 90 minutes here at Hofstra University. At a couple of points, it appeared that Trump was blaming every problem in the country on Hillary Clinton over the life of her public lifetime. That allowed Clinton to get into one of her main themes, and that's the fact that she urged voters and fact checkers to check out the Trump campaign, check out his claims during this debate. Here's what they said in this exchange.
I have a feeling that by the end of this evening, I'm going to be blamed for everything that's ever happened.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not? Just join the debate by saying more crazy things. Now, let me say
there's nothing crazy about not letting our companies bring their money back into their country.
This is Secretary Clinton's 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, well, let's start the clock again, Lester.
Back live again, back and forth, a big part of this debate here. At one point deep into this debate, they also started talking about the question and the problem of race in this country, and that evolved into another discussion about the birther issue and the presentation of Donald Trump's and his insistence that Barack Obama was not an American citizen and was therefore ineligible to be the president of the United States or even run for the presidency of the United States. That triggered this back and forth between Secretary Clinton and Donald Trump. Take a look at this.
And I think I did a great job and a great service, not only for the country, but even for the president in getting him to produce his birth certificate.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, just listen to what you heard. Tried to put the whole racist birther lie to bed. But it can't be dismissed that easily. He has really started his political activity based on this racist lie that our first black president was not an American citizen.
So the first debate here at Hofstra University lays out the principal themes that both these campaigns have been advocating for some time. The fact that Donald Trump says that the time for the politicians like Hillary Clinton has ended, that they are part of the problem and it's time to let someone else do it for a change. Hillary Clinton questioning Donald Trump on his facts, his command of the situation both domestically and internationally, and calling on people to look up what he said. And with a certainty, at least on her part, she believes that he said a lot of things that were not factual. See how this plays over the next few days, but it was round one, and it was a vigorous one. Back to you.